Hi students, welcome to part 3 of the 100 versus 2. In this part 3, you are going to know about Miss Mason's motivation. How did she give motivation to her students? In your previous part 2, I taught you about Vanda Petronsky's and her father's emotions in a small letter. In a small letter, those many emotions are there. Those are I taught those were taught to you. See here, deep silence met the reading of the letter. After reading that letter, deep silence occurred in the class. Not only to Miss Mason, the teacher, and but also to the class, complete class. They all are in deep silence. A deep silence met the reading of this letter. Miss Mason took off her glasses, blew on them, and wiped them on her soft white handkerchief. After reading that letter, Miss Mason took off her glasses, blew on them. Just she blew. She blew on them and wiped them and wiped. She wiped those glasses on her soft white handkerchief. With soft handkerchief, she wiped those glasses. Those glasses are wiped by her. Why did she do? Because she too became emotional after reading that letter. Then she put them again and looked at the class. When she spoke, her voice was very low. Then later she put again those glasses. Again she started to speak to the class, but her voice was very low voice. She can't speak. She is unable to speak to the class, and she felt emotional, and she became emotional, and she is unable to speak. Miss Mason is unable to speak to the class because after reading that small letter, she became emotional. Why that girl was insulted? Why that girl Vanda was criticized? Why that Vanda Petronsky was criticized, commented? Why that Vanda Petronsky was commented, insulted? So she felt very, Miss Mason felt very sorry about Vanda Petronsky. Because of those students, the students who teased Vanda Petronsky, because of them, she left the school, and that problem is faced by not only Vanda Petronsky but also Vanda Petronsky's father. That's why Miss Mason might have cried inside. Miss Mason might have cried inside of her heart, but she didn't cry outside, and she didn't reveal. But after reading, as soon as she finished her reading of that letter, a deep silence occurred. It means she felt very sorry of that situation. And later, when she is going to speak again to the class, her voice turned to low pitch voice. It's her voice became to low pitch voice. By these two things, by these two situations, we can come to know and we can understand that she became emotional. Anna Petronsky's teacher, Miss Mason, became emotional of the problem of Anna Petronsky. Now, Miss Mason is addressing the people. I am sure that none of the boys and girls in room 13 would purposely and deliberately hurt anyone's feelings because his or her name happened to be a long, unfamiliar one. See here, Miss Mason is giving in motivation. That motivation is in positive motivation. Miss Mason doesn't want to hurt anyone, and doesn't want to scold anyone, doesn't want to punish anyone. She doesn't want to scold anyone. She wants to motivate the students in positive way, instead of punishing them, instead of hurting them, instead of scolding them. See here, I am sure that none of the boys and girls in room 13 would purposely and deliberately hurt anyone's feelings because these are her name happened to be a long unfamiliar one. I prefer to thank that what was said in thoughtlessness. I know that all of you feel the way I do, that this is a very unfortunate thing to have happened. Unfortunate and sad both. And I want you all to think about it. See here, Miss Mason is addressing the people and she is saying to the students in a positive way. As I told you, she doesn't want to scold anyone, she doesn't want to hurt anyone, she doesn't want to punish anyone. Instead of doing all these things, unnecessary things, she wants to give in a positive motivation to the students. See, I am sure that none of the boys and girls in room number 13, in the room number 13, no, none of the boys and none of the girls would purposely and deliberately hurt anyone's feelings. I Miss Mason is sure and she is damn sure and she is saying to the people, to the students, that she is sure about the boys and girls. They didn't do purposely and deliberately, and they don't hurt anyone's feelings unnecessarily. They don't hurt feelings of other students purposely. They don't hurt unnecessarily of any student deliberately. My dear students, she is saying to them, I know, my dear students, my dear boys, my dear girls in this room number 13, I know you are very good students. I know you are good students. I know you are bright students. I know you are brilliant students. You proved yourself in the competition. I am sure that you didn't hurt anyone's feelings. I am sure. I believe you. Miss Mason is saying to the students, I believe you, my dear students, that you don't hurt anyone's feelings in our class, in our room number 13. Because his or her name happened to be a long, unfamiliar one. His or her name. Maybe Vanda Petrosky's name or another name. Maybe sometimes it is unfamiliar one. Or sometimes it happens. And uh, because his or her name happened to be a long unfamiliar one. Maybe other students, those who hurt her emotions or feelings, they may be unfamiliar one. I don't want to punish them. I don't want to scold them. I don't want to scold them. I don't want to hurt them. I prefer, instead of hurting them, instead of scolding them, instead of punishing them, I prefer, Miss Mason is preferring more positive motivation. I prefer to think that what was said in thoughtlessness. She is saying to the students, wow, the people, those who did such type of things, those who did comments, those who did teasings, those who did hurt of Vanda Petronsky, those ideas are thoughtlessness ideas. Those ideas are immature minds. Those girls or those boys are immature boys and immature girls. Only thoughtless people do hurt other people's or other students or other classmates' emotions. They want to play with other people's emotions. You should not play. Don't play with the others' emotions. Not only to your classmates, but also to, as I told you, your family members, your friends, or everyone, known person, either known persons or unknown persons. Don't play with others' emotions. You should not play with them. Who are you to play emotions? Who are you to play with their emotions? Who are you? You should not play with their emotions. You should not hurt their emotions. You, instead of hurting their emotions, you have to support them when they are in sad mood, when they are feeling sad, or when they are hurt, when they are criticized, when they are when they are severe situation, or when they are facing the problems. You have to give support to them. So to think that what was said in thoughtlessness. So without thinking anything, you might have hurt Vanda Petronsky's heart. So don't do that. I know that all of you feel the way I do. I think, I know. How did I feel? I am hurt. I felt very sad. I am feel very sad of Vanda Petronsky and Vanda Petronsky's father and her brother or sister. I think I know that all of you feel the way I do. Like me, like you also, you too felt. As soon as I finished reading that letter, you all became silent. You didn't do any shout. You didn't you didn't use your voice, and you also became in silent mood. Deep silence occurred when I finished that letter. When I finished reading that letter, it shows you also felt very sorry of Vanda Petronsky. Very good, my dear students. You also realized about Vanda Petronsky. That realization must be there. Now I feel very happy. You realized of what you did to Vanda Petronsky. So that this is a very unfortunate thing to have happened. Actually, this situation is unfortunate thing to have happened in our classroom number 13. Sometimes it may happen, but it happened unfortunately. Instead of scolding, hey you, Maddie, muddical, dirtical, wastical, filthical, you, Peggy, muddical, wastical, dirtical, filthical, instead of scolding those two girls and the supporters of Maggie, the supporters of Peggy and Maddie, instead of scolding them, instead of hurting them, instead of punishing them, Miss Mason told them, gave them a motivation, a positive way. That motivation is you might have done, but you realized. You might have done without thinking, but you realized. That realization should be there. Okay, let us think that it happened in an unfortunate way. Unfortunately, it happened. And unfortunate and sad both. It happened. This situation happened unfortunately, and that unfortunate situation is sad situation. Both are there in that in that letter. Why do we call? She was hurt, her emotions were hurt, her, and finally she left from our school. She wanted to leave from our school, and she wants to live somewhere else. It means you are not perfect. The way you did or you treated her is completely wrong. But now you realized that realization must be there in everyone's life. Unfortunately, and I want you all to think about it. And finally, Miss Mason is saying, I want you all think about this situation, about this problem, about the problem of Vanda Petronsky, about the person of about Vanda Petronsky. I want you people, all the boys and girls, once think about Vanda Petronsky. So here we have to understand the positive quality of Miss Mason's motivation. She gave in a positive way. She, as I told you, instead of hurting all the boys and the girls, instead of scolding all the boys and girls, instead of punishing all the boys and girls, she gave a wonderful speech. That speech is in a positive motivation speech. Through that positive motivation, people will, students will come to know about student when a patron's keys problem, and they will they all together discuss among themselves, and they are expecting when the patron's keys presence in the classroom number 13 will be okay. Remaining part will be taught in the next part. See you. Bye.